Two friends arrived in a village and were presented to the king. They requested that the king allow them one night in the village so that they might sleep. They were exhausted. The king consented to the strangers passing a night in the village, but warned them of a law which stated that no one was allowed to snore. The penalty for snoring in this village was death. The two friends were ushered to a small hut that had two beds. As soon as they laid down, one of them fell fast asleep and began snoring. His friend tried to wake him, but to no avail. It was late in the evening, and the woke friend heard the villagers coming out of their huts. He then heard them using the sharpening stones to sharpen their axes and knives. He quickly grabbed a small string instrument they carried with them and began playing and singing to drown out his friend's snoring. It worked. The sound of the sharpening stones fell silent. He continued singing and playing and singing to drown out his friend's snoring. The villagers began to sing back, and before long were moving in the direction of the music. He exited his hut and met the villagers partway to keep them from getting too close to his snoring friend, singing and playing all along. It turned into a huge party in which he played and sang throughout the entire night for the people of the village. The sun came up, and the villagers began leaving to return to their huts to sleep. The snoring friend exited his hut and yawned a loud yawn and explained what an incredible night of peaceful sleep he had had. His friend told him what had happened, how he had snored through the night and how he had had to sing and play all night to keep the villagers from coming for his life. Before leaving the village, the two went before the king. The king was happy, filled with joy because of the party that had lasted all night long, and told the two strangers that his village had not been filled with that much joy in a long time. The king gifted the two men with a large bag of gold. They thanked the king and headed out of the village. While some distance away from the village, the one who had been snoring turned to the one who had stayed up all night singing and playing and said, "I believe I deserve the greater portion of gold when we divide it, because had it not been for my snoring, we would not have it." The other protested, saying, "If I had not stayed up all night singing and playing, the villagers would have come for your life, and there would be no gift of gold." They continued arguing on their journey, unable to settle the argument. Truly a dilemma. Who do you think deserves the larger portion of gold, and why? If you enjoy folk tales, wisdom tales, and fables, dilemma tales like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you'll be made aware when newer ones are published. Until I pass across again, as I am fond of saying, Doni Doni, Kunoni Benyagada.